Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you guys are doing really well. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get set up. If you are here and you are hanging out with me today, can you guys, somebody go ahead and type in comments so I can see that you're here and make sure that you guys can hear me and that the sound is all good. Let me know. Okay, so I am excited today. I've got some questions to answer for you. But before we get to that, I want to see, hey, how you doing? I'm sorry, I'm adjusting in my seat here. I want to see, hey, how are you doing? I hope you guys are having a great week. It is Thursday, so what are you up to this delightful Thursday? Um, and if you've never been here before and this is your first time watching this video, I'm Becca. And on this channel, I talk all about how I run my small Etsy jewelry business. So if that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. Okay, so let's just go ahead and just jump right into some of the questions that I was asked. Now, I put this question poll up over on my Instagram account. If you don't follow me on Instagram, pop on over there and check it out. Also, I put it up on the YouTube community poll, and if you ever have any questions, go ahead and just message me and I will do my best to answer you. Okay, so let's jump in to the first question. Now, some of these questions are business related, and actually I have one that's not. So I hope you don't fall off my little platform that I have you on here. I have quite the random setup. Okay, so my very first question I'm going to answer today is a question that I got from a really good friend. Hi, Ariana. Did I say your name right? I hope I said your name right. I got this from a really good friend that I've been talking to for a while now, and she recently started her business. She's killing it. Julia, if you're watching, say hi. And she asked me, how do you deal with customers on Etsy who request a refund without communicating with you beforehand? And then afterwards, you try to contact them and they don't respond. So I thought that was a really great question. Hey, Julia, I'm answering your question now. So I chatted with her a little bit about this, and I was kind of confused. And Julia, if you want to clear it up in the comments, go for it. But normally when I have received a request for a refund or a resolution for an issue, it says a problem or like, because, it wasn't as I expected, or it was damaged, or whatever the reason may be. So, hey, Kim, oh, you guys are slipping off this. I'm just going to have to move you down because I don't want you guys to fall off and be unstable. Sorry about that. Sorry about the unprofessional moving of my laptop right now. Forgiveth me, please, please. Okay, done. Okay, anyway, so when you guys get a response like that, or you get something like that, hey, Kim, how you doing? And you get a response or a question like that or an issue like that on Etsy, what you can do is reach out to them. Now, I know Julia reached out to them and they did not respond. So what would you do in that case when you're getting no communication back from that person and they're requesting a refund? Well, honestly, my first reaction would be to give them the refund and count it as a loss. There are losses that we have to encounter as running a business. That is part of running a business, is costs and losses, and part of that, that's part of running a business, is being able to take losses. Now, I know that's not easy for us small businesses because we are working with very limited finances, and however, in the long run, what I think is that it's better for you to have somebody happy or okay with their refund, they got refunded, that are not going to bother you, than the alternative, which is like reaching out to you over and over and over. I'm not happy. You're getting a 1-star rating and all that stuff is really less of a headache that way. With that said, it depends on the cost of the item. Say you sent them something for $500 and you really can't take that loss in that refund. Well, then in that case, you're going to need to reach out to them and request that they send the item back to you, and the shipping cost is on them. And if they don't respond to you, then you're going to have to bring it up with Etsy, which is harder, but you can do that. So that is my advice. If you can just refund them and make it easy, count it as a loss and let it go, that's what I would do. So anyway, guys, tell me how you're doing today. I want to see what you guys are up to. Hey, Vanessa. Yes, but there are so many people that take advantage of us small businesses. I think there are people that take advantage of us as small businesses, and that's where you really have to leave it up to you, up to your discretion. I think that as a small business, yeah, people, I mean, everywhere you go, as a human, people are going to try to take advantage because some people are just like that. However, I really feel like the vast majority of people are not like that. For example, I'm not like that. And I'm going to assume that if you're listening, you're not like that and you would never do that. So, really, the best way to do it is if it is something you can afford to take a loss on. For example, if I send out a necklace that somebody isn't happy with and they say, I want a refund, it would cost me less to just refund them than all the hassle because I can take that hit. Now, would I take it every single order if every single person asked for a refund? Absolutely not. At some point, you have to draw the line and use your own discretion for that. But that is a good point, Vanessa. And actually, somebody that I watch regularly who talks about Etsy and I just think she's amazing. I admire her very much. Her name's Kara Bunton, and she actually put her link in this video because I knew I would talk about her. And she was talking about yesterday how, really to assume that everybody's out to get you is not the way to go. And it's not. I can't assume what you want, but I want to spread cheer and love and kindness the most that I can. And I really believe what you put out there is what you can get back. So, okay, so let's see. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, yes. See, she loves Kara too. Kara Button is amazing. And Julia says, I think she's not responding. If she responded, I would definitely take the hit. Ah, okay. You'll have to let me know what Etsy does on that end. Did they force a refund for you, Julia? Vanessa Soto, do you think we should ask for the item back and they are responsible for the shipping cost? Yeah, I do think so. What I would personally do is either I would say, you don't have to send it back. I'm going to take the loss because otherwise I'd have to pay, the shipping would have to be charged. Or if you want to have them ship it back because that item is that important, then I would request for that to be paid for by them. And with that said, make sure that those things are in your shop policies. If those things are all in your shop policies, then you really have a really strong backing to say, hey, this is already listed in my shop policies. You knew this information going into it. Now, they don't always. Oh, hey, April. Guys, April Thompson is my sister. I call her Apy. Julia says, they just gave it and told me about it later. And that was the first time I heard about it. Well, that's odd. I've never had that happen where they gave a refund without me approving it. If anybody else has, you guys let me know because that is new information to me. I've never had that happen. I've had somebody request a refund, but I've never had somebody have it forced on me. So, okay. Anyway, that being said, make sure like we're going into the Christmas season. People are about to get crazy. You know what I mean? And if you can just make sure that all of your stuff in your bio, in your about you, in your policies is exactly as you want it to be, then there really is no reason that they couldn't or wouldn't or shouldn't understand your refund policy. And I really do want to reiterate, like, it's so up to you. It's what you feel comfortable with and how you feel about the interaction. For me, it's easier to say, hey, I'm so sorry you weren't happy. Here's your refund. I hope you consider shopping with me in the future. It's easier for me that way. Also, I get less anxiety by doing that. But that's not the case for everybody, and I totally understand that. So, okay. If there's anything else on that topic, guys, go ahead and type it in the comments. I'm going to move on to the next question. And it's a little bit about Instagram. So I don't know if you guys are on Instagram and you guys market your businesses over there. Let me know in the comments where do you try to market your products, your business, and all that stuff? Let me know. So for Instagram, the couple questions I had, I'm going to put them together, and then I'm going to tell you about two people on YouTube who are absolutely phenomenal. Julia, I see your response. I'll get back to it soon, I promise. So the question was, how do you link a specific item to the link icon, and how do you get that URL? Because now, if you don't know, we all are able to link things in our Instagram stories now. It used to be where you could only link things if you were 10,000 followers and up, but now we all get to link things. It's the most exciting thing on the face of the planet. At least I think so. I'm like, boop, I get to link, boop, I get to link. Vanessa, you use Instagram and Pinterest. Julia, you use Instagram and Facebook. Cool. I'm not on Facebook. I don't know why. It's just like I'm a little anti-Facebook, which is ridiculous because I'm sure it'd be a really great place for me to be. But I do Instagram and Pinterest as well, and obviously I do YouTube. So, um, so now that we have this ability in Instagram to link directly to a listing. So like let's say you put a picture up on your Instagram stories, which is the thing that goes up at the top. Um, yeah, okay, and you do Pinterest too. The stories at the top, you can directly put a link in there. And how do I get the URL? Well, basically, I do it on my phone and I open up like Safari. Open up the Safari app or the Chrome app, go to my shop, click on the listing, and then I just copy and paste that URL, click copy from the top bar, and go put it in the link bar. And bada boom, bada bing, I've got my IG listing directly linked into my stories, which is huge. Has anybody used that yet? Have you guys started using that link in your stories for Instagram? Because for me, it's a game changer. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I feel fancy now. Okay. The other question for IG is Reels. Reels are really popular right now. If you guys are aware, I'm sure you are. I accidentally get lost in Instagram Reels sometimes. Stephanie Wood says, I haven't, but I'm going to try it this weekend. Ooh, good for you. Good for you. Instagram Reels right now is really big, and Instagram is really pushing Reels. So somebody asked, oh, Kim says, yes, I love the link. Yeah, it's huge. It's a game changer in the stories. So somebody asked, how do you put hashtags in your reels? Well, the way that you do that is at the very end, after you've recorded it, made it all the way you want it, there's a little like pre-post thing that has a caption section. And what you can do is you just put your hashtags in that caption section. Julia says you can also share the actual listing and you should be able to share it as a story. Okay, cool. I don't know if oh yeah. Oh, well, interesting. Maybe you'll have to go into more detail about that because I'm not exactly sure what you mean for that. But I wanted to give you guys two really awesome YouTubers that I'm binge watching lately because I'm really trying to up my Instagram game, my Reels game. I'm really trying to get more of my stuff on video. And that is the first person that I've been binge watching and has a lot of strategies for businesses is Jade Beeson. I don't know if you've heard of her, but I think she's relatively new, within a year of doing YouTube videos about this topic, but I find it to be so direct, straight to the point, not wasting my time. So Jade Beeson, she's linked below. And then also Modern Millie. Modern Millie is a little bit bigger, has been doing it for a little bit longer. And she has a lot of like exactly DIYs. How do I do, the link in the stories? How do I make this reels together? Like she has a lot of practical things for people who are brand new to that kind of stuff. So she is amazing. If you guys are really interested in kind of gearing up your Instagram, those two people are awesome. And I'm going to be sharing as much as I can about my journey to doing that stuff as well. So, okay. Another question was, what are some things that you can do for your business when you do not have orders? And I think that's a great question because we all have those times where we're sitting around waiting for orders, especially when you're just starting out, right? I have a long list of things that you can do while you're waiting for your orders to pour in. You can create new listings. You can create new products. That is always a good thing to do, especially because a lot of us as entrepreneurs, as small business owners, are creators. So you can really start to feed and fuel your fire that way. Julia says, if you use the Sell on Etsy app, you can share your listings to Instagram if your Insta is linked to Etsy. And I've also shared mine as posts. Okay, cool. Awesome. So what else can you do when you don't have orders to fulfill? You can start doing research for SEO. Maybe there is an item that you have and you have a specific search engine words for it. Well, maybe there's a whole new segment of search engine words you could be using for that product listing. For example, if I have this necklace, which is my I Am Enough necklace, I have it in the affirmation category, the like encouragement category. Well, I could also put it in a gifting category. So it can kind of SEO can take two different leaves, and you can spend time researching SEO. Um, you can research new product ideas. Go look at people who are doing something similar to you. See what they've got, what you could be doing for yourself in your business. Of course, I never say copy. Always make it your own. Another thing is you can make videos. I really am like kind of into this video thing lately. I see how much impact it's had on my business and for growth, and I want to encourage you guys to try doing the same thing as well. Um, it has been a game changer for me doing video in the growth of my business. So if you feel brave enough to do that, maybe you could start thinking of video ideas. Maybe you could start, simply recording you packing or just your hands recording you making something, whatever it is. Video is a great time investment. Um, Another one is create a marketing plan. If you haven't really gone outside of the Etsy platform yet to promote your stuff, maybe start thinking about new platforms you want to promote on: Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, all of those things, and pick one and start promoting your stuff. Marketing is a great way to get your stuff out there outside of Etsy's search engine, right? Um, Another one is to watch videos and come up with new tips and strategies. I watch videos all the time. I'm sure you guys do too, because you are here watching this. So that's a big one. I think watching videos and gaining knowledge is a great way to reignite your inspiration, keep going, stay motivated, also to feel connected. Like I feel more connected when I'm talking with you guys, when I'm sharing what I'm doing, and when I get feedback in the comments and stuff, I feel way more connected. I feel like a lot less alone. So okay, those are my tips. Julia says I bulk restocked my chains today, so it was faster for me to refill my orders. That's another good one. Put together. I don't necessarily put together a bunch of product in advance because I don't know what is going to sell a lot or what isn't. So I don't put a lot of things together in advance. But you can put parts of it together, like she did. Okay, so another question that I had was, how do you cut your lines straight for your jewelry backing cards? This is the quickest answer. It's this guy right here. It's a Fisker like trimming tool is what they call it. I put the link in the description. It's just a little mini cutting board is what it is. Or if you're from another country, you guys might call it a guillotine. I think I've heard it called that. Super easy, super simple. Link is in the description to an Amazon exact thing of what I use. Okay, and another question am I talking too fast? I hope I'm not talking too fast. Um, okay, so another question is, when your shop opens up, how do you get your listings seen? And that is a great question. And as always, guys, if you have answers to these questions that I'm not saying, please share them in the comments. Everybody, I'm sure, will really love to hear them. So what do you do to get your listings seen? Oh, Julia, you use the same cutter. Nice. What I do to get my listings seen is, first and foremost, it really matters what your search engine optimization is, right? Like it's so important. The words that you're using are the words that people are searching for. I really can't reiterate that enough. Search engine optimization, if you're going to invest your time somewhere, invest it in that. And once you get the hang of it, it starts to go quicker and quicker. And again, Kara Button is a great person who talks about SEO in a way that makes it so much easier. I think she has courses. I've never bought a course. I actually want to buy a course from her. I haven't yet though. But she has courses. She is a great, no malarkey Etsy advice giver. I like really have found her to be invaluable to my Etsy business. So check her out for sure. Okay, another thing is obviously marketing. Julia says she uses Etsy ads to get out there. You absolutely can. It totally helps bring traffic to your shop. If you can afford to do Etsy ads, then go for it, because it does bring in it brings in traffic that wouldn't otherwise be there. It helps bump you up into the tops of listing searches. And I also think that something that helps you get seen better is good pictures. I have a ton of listings in my shop and the pictures are terrible and the listings have never been seen. And I am going to go back and at some point redo all of my pictures and like make those listings better. But the pictures have so much to do with why somebody clicks on it and buys from you. So those are the top three things that as to how I think you get your listing seen. And like for me, I've shared this so many times. YouTube is how I get my listing seen as well. I know there are a lot of Etsy sellers who say don't list your Etsy shop in your YouTube videos. However, I've had people from YouTube go and buy stuff because they like it or they want to support me or whatever it is. So I'm not going to give that advice and say that everybody should do that, but I definitely think that it can be another avenue to sales. Not always, but it can be. So check that one out for yourself and see if that's something that would be useful for you. Okay, I had one more Etsy question kind of thing. And before I get into the one question that is personal, more of a personal thing, it said the question is, does doing an Etsy shop count as a business? Like, do you need to register as a business and file taxes? And this is a good question. I don't know if this is talked about a lot. And the answer ultimately is yes, it counts as a business. And whether you need to register as a business has a lot to do with your local government. So, your small business administration local branch is going to determine whether or not you need a business license to sell on Etsy. Not every state requires that, but some do. So, if you are in a specific town and area and state, you are going to want to check out your local SBA, which is Small Business Administration, and find out what the laws are regarding you selling on Etsy. Etsy isn't really super clear about whether you need a business license to sell or not. So, and because I looked this up, I looked this question up. I have a business license. Now I do shows, craft shows and stuff, and you have to have them for that. So that's why I got mine a long time ago, and then started selling on Etsy. But if you haven't really yet gotten your business license and you're not sure what to do, you definitely want to look into that. And also about taxes, yes, you are going to want to pay taxes. Now, again, the limit on whether you are going to need to pay, owe, or not is going to matter with how much you sell, right? Like that's what it depends on and what that level is per your state. And you're going to need to check out your local laws for that. But you should always, always report your taxes. Just always. It's better. You should just do that. It's safe. And if you really want a long-term business, you're going to want to do all of the things that are upright, legit, and have integrity, right? So those are okay. Those are my answers to those questions. If you guys have any other add-ins for that, let me know. And then the other question that I had was such a cute question, and I just loved it so much. It's somebody asked me, "What cheers you up?" But like non-business stuff. So the answer to what cheers me up is my favorite thing. I don't know if you guys know this yet or not, but I love shopping. I love shopping a lot. Shopping cheers me up. It's not always productive though, because you shouldn't always spend all the. Oh, my sister says it's me that cheers me up. She does cheer me up. Absolutely. And actually, talking to you guys cheers me up too. But that's kind of business related, so it didn't count. Also, I love Minecraft. Does anybody know what Minecraft is? It's a video game. It's a like a young teenager video game that I play as a 37-year-old adult. Yes, I know. I know. I am crazy, but it is so fun and it's relaxing and I actually like can zone my brain out. Oh, good. Another question. I will make sure I answer this. What's your advice for prepping your small business for the holidays? Okay, I'll come back around to that one for sure. And hello, Meg. So anyway, Minecraft, it just like takes my brain out of whatever mode it was in is really ultimately what it does, which is kind of my next one is like, I cheer myself up by changing what I'm doing. And so, for example, I can give you a really good example, and I'm sure you guys have kind of faced this too, is the other day I was binge watching Etsy videos, as I always do. I always like to search around for new ideas. I like to get advice that I may not know yet. My business is still, it's not young really. It's just slow growing, but and so I was watching a video and something they said like made me really grouchy and I was like, I don't like that advice. And I got really grouchy about it. And then I was like, whoa, okay. I realized that I went from being really great and chill to angry all of a sudden. And so I just needed to close everything down. I went on Minecraft for a little bit. I put some Christmas music on. Obviously I'm obsessed with Christmas. And if you haven't seen my t-shirt yet, oh my gosh, it's pink and it's Santa. I love it. but I change what I'm doing. Like, I just kind of try to get my brain back to zero instead of trying to, reverse, like try to go to the opposite where I'm super ecstatic. I just try to like empty out the brain a little bit, to give it a reset time and then fill it with good stuff. So I think that's important into being able to cheer ourselves up is like reset yourself to zero, not like the complete opposite. Like when you're angry, you might be negative 50 and you want all of a sudden to be super happy, but that's not always the easiest thing to do, to just do a complete 180. So if you can just get yourself like where you're empty, you're like letting all the negative thoughts go, you're letting that stuff go, doing something that's calming and relaxing to you, and then you can start rebuilding back up onto the positivity side. And I really find keeping in a positive frame of mind is so important, um, to running my business, to keeping momentum in my business, to not giving up. And don't get me wrong, I have times where I want to quit. I absolutely do, like every 7 days or something. I don't know, maybe once a week. um, Let's see. I like building. Oh, she you like Minecraft as well, and she likes watching documentaries to reset. Yeah, that I think all of those things we just need to reset our brain sometimes to cheer ourselves up, and then start to fill it back with the positive stuff. And there are some people on YouTube that never make me feel negative, and one of them is Kara Button. She just is so straightforward. I will sing her praises all day. She's very straightforward. I appreciate her. Um, and if you guys want Etsy SEO tips in particular, she's your gal. Okay, so the other question is, what's your biggest advice for prepping your small business for the holiday season? Okay, this is a good question because it is upon us, and you're going to hate my answer for this one. Well, at first, it's to expect the unexpected because that's going to happen, and um, just be ready to be flexible. That's my first step of advice. Be ready to say, okay, I can roll with the punches. I'm going to roll with all the things that are coming my way. And no matter what happens, I'll be okay. And the next thing I would say is, get ready for mentally prepare for people to reach out to you with issues. People are going to come at you with some problems, like maybe their box got destroyed, maybe their shipping isn't coming, maybe the postal service is delayed, or their package says it was delivered and it's not there. All of those things are going to come up. Customer service during this time is like key, right? Like if you can remain calm, if you know you can handle this, and treat each customer with like calm expectations, keeping it mellow and level and keeping yourself level in response to them, it's going to make everything so much better for the holidays, because you will have people reaching out that are, I don't want to say crazy, but they're in a zone that feels crazy, right? Their brain isn't, it's on overdrive and they're acting out and all that stuff. I never like to say people are crazy. We all have our times, right? But if you can just get yourself prepared to deal with the customer stuff that's coming your way and say, I've got this, I've got this. I'm going to keep my calm. I'm not going to react. If somebody's mean, somebody's going to be mean to you. I had somebody literally reach out to me one time, and it was a mistake on my part, absolute mistake. I apparently sent her the wrong backing card because we had messaged about a custom one, but it wasn't in the order that I printed out. So I missed it. I forgot. I had a ton of orders. I missed it. And she didn't open my package. If you know how my packages come, I wrap them in tissue paper. She didn't open it before giving it to her recipient, and it was the wrong backing card. And she ripped me a new one when she messaged me, and she's like, you should really blah 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 blah, you need to check yourself. Like, how can you run a shop if you're going to mess this up? You really need to make sure that you're doing the right thing because you embarrassed me and made this bad for me. I mean, she was at me hard, and I owned up to my mistake. I said, oh my gosh, I am so insanely sorry. How can I make this better for you? Please let me know if there's anything I can do. I'll send you the right one. I apologize for my mistake. Owning up to your mistake is a big part of it, I think. And if you do make a mistake, but also, like, my response to her wasn't anger. It wasn't like, well, chill out. Like, I made a mistake. Jeez. It wasn't like that. Um, and if you can mentally prepare yourself for customer service, biggest holiday prep tip I can give you. Uh, Also, keep on top of your orders. Don't save them up. Like, I think getting your orders out regularly is going to help you not become overwhelmed. Last year, one day, I think I had, well, this is not a lot for large Etsy sellers, but for me, it was a lot. It was almost 30 orders I needed to get out in one day. And I was like, And I was waiting on the supply, which is what happened. So I got really overwhelmed. So keep on top of them, try to keep consistent. And um, okay, so anything else to prep for the holidays? That those are my two main pieces of advice. I think the biggest thing is you're going to experience you're going to experience packaging delays. People are going to have issues with that if they can't find their package. Kara Button, I talk about her too much now. I'm not obsessed, I promise. But she has a video she put up yesterday where she talks all about like how to deal with if people lose their packages, if they're not getting their packages, and what you can do. You can contact your local post office, see if you can find the carrier. I live in Las Vegas, and there's no way to contact the mail delivery people, like the actual person who delivered that person's mail or whatever it is. So it's different unless if you live in a small town, you can contact your post office and see if they can track it. But most times it's the tracking online is what they have. So ask them to check their neighbor's house. Maybe it was delivered to the wrong address. Maybe somebody in their family took it and put it in a spot they didn't tell their mom or whatever it was. So I think that the best advice is to assume people are not being mean. They're just stressed, probably, is the best way. I think that's the best way. If you can get your mind in that place, then that stuff isn't going to bother you because you can relate to that. Okay, Stephanie, I'm working up the courage to do a vendor fair. Ooh, good for you. Any suggestions on how to prepare? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I would draw out like your layout, how you want it to look. That was one of the best things I did was I went on my iPad, or you can use a piece of paper, it doesn't matter which got, but go draw out your layout. Take your um the tables that you have, set them up, see how you want your displays to look. Go look up on Pinterest for whatever Stephanie, do you sell jewelry? Do you sell, what do you sell? Let me know. Whatever it is, you go look it up. So if you sell candles, candle display for a market or a craft fair or whatever it is, and start to get inspiration and how you can do that. Um, Drawing your layout, number one. Number two, like create an inventory list and like set that stuff up all way in advance and prep it way in advance so that the days of you're not freaking out. Um, Stephanie sells, oh, jewelry. I sell jewelry, polymer clay and chain mail. Did I say that correctly? Matt, I don't know how to say that last word. Is that bad that I don't? That's probably bad. Yeah, so I would say you want to do your setup. Hi. Hello from Argentina. Hi, how are you? Yeah, so I would say, okay, you're going to draw your setup, you're going to create an inventory list and stick to it. And then I would also um, make sure you have like your item to sell. Like I always bring my iPad and I have Square on here. I have the Square reader. You can actually get through PayPal. If you're a small business, you can get your first like card reader for free. Make sure you have cash. Oh, yes, I said it right. Okay, Stephanie said I said it right. I would make sure you have cash. And there are actually a couple other good websites that specifically talk about getting ready for craft fairs. And like the fact that your flow and the way it looks when you go to look at it is really important in buying. So actually, I will link that. Let me write that down so I can link that in below for you, Stephanie, so you can go look at all their stuff because that's where I got a lot of my information for my craft fair. But it is really fun. Right now, I'm not going to do any more craft fairs for the year because I am kind of tired and tapped out. They kind of exhaust me a little bit, but I find them so fun when I do them. It's really, really a good time. I love meeting people and, it's my sister goes with me, April goes with me, and we just have a blast. So, okay, I'm going to link to the craft fair peeps. Okay. All right. So I think I hit all of the stuff. Do you suggest moving back your processing time during the holidays? That's a good question. I did for mine. Some people will like, I know Etsy says, hey, people like when you have faster processing times, so they'll buy from you more. I don't know if I find that necessarily true. I put my processing time up to 7 days right now. On a regular basis, I can get something out the next day. However, I know come this time of year, I need more time. Or if for example, something sells out. Last year, I sold out of so many things and I was waiting on supplies to come in, even if they were just from Amazon, or even if it was just like, my bubble mailers I ran out of. I had to wait for those to come in before I could send them out. So I did move mine up to 7 days. I can't really tell you if that is, great strategy or not. that's what I did because I need to survive more than anything else. I want to survive. I don't want people mad at me. I'd rather them have an expectation to wait longer and know that they want to buy from that, even though it might be longer, than them to expect to get it in 2 days. And then, you know, you have Etsy mad at you because you have a late shipping, like you're late in shipping it out. So I wouldn't suggest doing that. If you think it's going to take you longer, I would say that you definitely want to extend your processing time just so people know what to expect, because really, you know, you never want to like hoodwink someone where they think they're getting something that they're not, you know. Okay, let's see. Sorry, cannot figure out. I'm not sure what you're saying, Julia. Oh, I can't figure out how to get the Square reader to send it to me for free. Well, I know you have to register as a business account for PayPal to get the card reader for free, unless they're not offering that anymore. You'll have to let me know. I I actually paid for mine through Square so that it's just a tap, since with COVID, I didn't people haven't really been wanting to hand you a card and touch and stuff. So I bought mine on Square. It's just Square. I don't know, Square something, I'm sure, but I bought a cordless card reader. They can just tap their card or put their iPhone up to it. I think I paid maybe 40 or $50 for it. It was worth it for sure. And I find Square a lot easier to run than PayPal. I struggled with PayPal a little bit anyway. So, okay, I think I answered all of the questions. I am so happy that you guys all came and hung out with me. I hope that you guys are excited getting ready for Christmas season. I am. Want to show you guys my earrings I ordered from somebody that I found on Instagram. If you think that Instagram doesn't sell, it does, because I found these on a reel. Somebody made a reel about these little Christmas polymer earrings, and I bought them like that. So this is also why I want to do more reels and get into Instagram more, and I'll keep sharing about that. I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing rest of the week. If I didn't get to any of your comments, leave them in the comments below, and I will try to do my best to answer you. So, okay, I love you all. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. And I will see you guys in the next one. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.